All right, students, take your seats. Class is in session. Kyle Caskey is here, our proctor, our professor, Professor Caskey, for Caskey's Clickers today, as we are doing the extended cut, diving into what we started this morning, where we looked at a couple of plays on the LSU, New Orleans Saints, and Auburn film from last weekend. We'll dive more into it. Please pick up your writing utensils. Be prepared to take notes. Class is in session. Professor, take it away.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to start with something that is near and dear to everybody in Baton Rouge's heart right now, and that's
dive?
Oh, no, well, that's that LSU special teams.
Yeah.
All right. So what we're going to do here, so the first play I've got is obviously the play that everybody's been talking about. First off, Jack Beshback catching punts. You know, we may have found somebody now that it can go back and receive punts and if you just need somebody to catch the ball, obviously, kind of like
great read. The ball could have been out there a little bit further.
Here's a look at it from this angle here.
But for Jaden to give him a look, he didn't have time. He couldn't step up in that pocket.
Sure,
that pocket was right in his lap, and he just heaved it as far as he could. 42's getting great push, and he just had to let it go.
Yeah, but he throws this ball. He throws it from his back foot's on the 10 yard line, and you're talking about he dropped that thing on the 35-yard line on the other end of the field. So, the thing about that is it's a strong arm.
Strong arm. Definitely a strong arm. Especially the fact that he couldn't step up. He just let it go. That was all arm right there. And a dime, in that situation.
And again, I'm being nitpicky, but
right.
I know you know as well as anybody. If he scores on that, that place erupts and all that, and
it takes the roof off the place.
Especially you can do that against a better team. You do that against a Tennessee.
Well, that's the point.
Or Auburn this weekend or whoever. You do that, and
that's the point I was going to bring up. It's like you want to see that play and you love to see it, but when we have bigger games, bigger opponents, you want to see that finish at 6.
No doubt
in the end zone,
because those are. You don't know versus a better team. Are you going to be able to get it in the end zone?
Yeah, exactly.
So now this will be good for you as a quarterback, because you can talk through this. But like as a play caller and everything, you bring this guy over here. Now what they're doing is he's running a poco,
okay,
right? And he's running either a post or a corner, and he's going to base it off of this guy. This is major miscommunication. Could have been a much worse play than it was. You can't really see it as well as you'd like to on here. You'd like to, but you can see where the ball ends up going, and you can see he broke to the corner, and the ball went to
inside.
The post.
And that's just miscommunication and young in a relationship. To me, honestly, this is a situational call as far as personnel.
Sure.
Right? So for me, I should know who's been running that route correctly and who's been reading it correctly as far as the safety, right? So if we have that correctly here, Jaden Daniels will be putting this up softly to the back of the end zone, and we'll easily have 6.
And I think this is, again, you're
now,
down. I believe is that Malik Neighbors?
That's Malik.
So I guarantee he's run this route, but this is probably more of a Kayshawn route, you would think.
That's right.
So,
That's right.
But again, that's a miss. But the thing is, if this safety had any more, that guy right there, in the middle of the field had any more awareness to him, he would have picked it off.
He would have picked that off. And you can clear miscommunication, clear just not being on the same page, and at the same time, you would want to see, even if Jaden Daniels is a little hesitant on the throw, I would still want to see him hold that a little bit longer to let it define a little bit for him if you're not clear on the read, instead of just throwing it inside where you have points already.
Or now I'm a former running back coach too. You got to remember this.
Find your back.
Check it down.
Find your back.
Check it down.
Your best friend, baby.
Hey,
your best friend.
Everybody thought Le'Veon Bell was an amazing receiver. Le'Veon Bell caught checkdowns and then became a running back again.
Sure did.
It was amazing. Everybody thought 100%. He could run something. He could do. Don't get me wrong. But Ben Roethlisberger dumped that ball to him, and in all he did, he just became a running back.
100%. 100%. Because Le'Veon can't line up and run routes like McCaffrey.
Oh, no.
And that's what I'm saying. Le'Veon was a great run after the catch, and his catch was, you're right, was dumped down, screens, flares, those type of things, little leaks out in the back. and he did his thing after. I totally agree.
So this is the one that got called for PI on the offense, but that's not why I'm talking about. I want to talk about John Emery right here and his protection. This bothers me a little bit because you see the indecisiveness. You can see the lines full sliding in this.
Oh, 100%. He definitely should be coming off this backside.
He should be coming straight over here.
Absolutely.
The next clip I've got is of Josh Williams doing the exact same protection,
picking it up,
and he goes immediately there. See how he waits. I mean,
I want you to play Josh Williams now. If I'm Jaden Daniels, I want Josh Williams in there. I need to be protected, baby.
Yeah, just and again, John hadn't played in a long time,
right.
Man, and it's fine. But you can see they're all full slide. His whole
And
responsibility.
then the thing is, when you have it this way with new everything, you don't have a veteran quarterback to now make up for that.
Yeah.
To say, hey man, come on, you coming over here, because that's what I would do if I knew the protection. I know where they're sliding. I'm gonna take the guesswork out of it for him and be like, hey, you over here.
Yeah.
But when you have a quarterback, everybody's trying to learn, everybody's maturating at the same plate. You don't have that. So you need guys being accountable.
Yeah. So this is the same protection going the other way. So they're going to motion him over. They're running like the snag route kind of thing, but they're running double slant up here. So what's going to happen is they're actually full sliding here. It's a bear front. So, they've got all the gaps covered. So in quick game, you're going to full slide your line and put your back off the edge. So if you watch Josh Williams here, he doesn't hesitate this foot at all. Watch it. I mean, he's got all the way. Well, things go a little crazy here. Sorry. But you can see how he goes directly over there, and he shoots over there, and he gets on the guy. Now, I'd like to see him as a running back coach. Go a little
through it,
keep going.
A little bit more physical, yeah.
But again, that shows the difference, I think, between having Josh Williams in for protection and having John in for protection. Now, John's got to get better at it if he wants to be at the next level, because you have to. You get asked to do that.
It's a great clip also, Coach, to show the differences in why guys play and why they don't.
Correct.
Why sometimes maybe like, oh, why he's not playing? Why? Well, he doesn't understand every phase of the game yet.
We had Gio Bernard in Cincy, and he was the third down guy, and we trusted him 100% with third down protection.
Yeah.
He was little.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
Tough, yeah.
It was tough, and he knew where to be. Yeah. I think that was the big thing. I just want to point this out about this kid, Kane, right here. This run was impressive, and I just want to make the point of when he runs through here.
Explosive.
Watch, he doesn't slow up, and his knee drive is unbelievable right here. He gets through that line. All right, I'm going to fix this after this next couple plays. But here, right there, boom. And then watch, he finishes the same way at the end. But see, his feet never stop.
Explosive.
That's what I try to tell running backs all the time. They're like, yeah, I saw this guy coming, so I tried to. You know what? The end zone's that way.
You know what this run? You know who he reminds me of in this run, Lizzo? The Alley Cat, Alley Broussard.
I thought you knew.
That's who.
Probably see me on the field, number 22.
Yeah, he remind me of the Alley Cat, man. The way he, just like you pointed out, Coach, how explosive it was, knees churning, never stop, feet keep churning. That's the Alley Cat right there. Shout out to the Alley Cat.
So a young one too.
Young Alley, yeah.
So he's got a dude hanging on him. He's got guys here. He's got this guy trying to come in, and just the feet never stop. And I thought that was impressive by that kid.
Teaching tape right there, Coach, no doubt.
Yeah. And then, you can see this is a great view right here. Bam.
Good job of that big left tackle coming down also.
Yeah.
And opening that thing up. That was impressive with that big Will Campbell.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Coming down, opening that thing up.
Those two tackles are
impressive.
Yeah.
They're impressive. They're going to be two good ones, Coach.
And the good thing, we call this defining the read.
Yeah.
So you see what Will Campbell's doing. Will Campbell got on him. Now this guy's trying to play here. He turned him and took him that way. And that way the back can come here and
know where exactly to go.
You're not giving him any indecision.
So indecision because he had him turned already.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So I'm saying there's no indecision.
Right.
He had him. He knew I'm going there.
Gotcha.
All right. So this last play, this is hard to see right here, but I'll show it to you from the next angle. I love this about. We used to call this, for a lack of a better term, a schnuddy. All right. This is when you get a dude down on the ground and you just kind of.
Mauling.
You just kind of run you give him a schnuddy. You just kind of schnuddy him on the way back up. Kind of run your nuts over him.
That's a lineman. That's a dirty lineman term.
It's a lineman term, yeah.
That's
so if you watch 50 right here,
you gave him a little schnuddy.
You'll see it from the back angle, but he gets on him right here. Now watch from the back angle though. This is great from the back angle. I'll try to pause it when he's laying on top.
A little snotty. There it is.
Oh yeah.
He's just
He said, "Oh yeah."
That's a bad spot to be in.
he's just
Bad spot.
he right there. He's just
You're in a
laying
very
right on top of him. He's like, all right,
compromising position right there.
man, you're mine now. But that, hey, I'm excited about those tackles.
That's a
man.
very compromising position. Coach.
That is. So
No, the young tackles, I'm with you. We did a
Yeah.
piece on them actually a couple weeks ago, and I mean they're impressive, man. You know they're gonna go through their things, but dude,
yeah.
shit, LSU I don't think ever had two tackles drafted in the first round at the same time. You could possibly have it with these two guys. They're
So, too.
impressive.
Lloyd, I'm gonna kick out of this for a second. I'm gonna fix this before we go any further here. Hey, I'm gonna switch up here since you're in here. I'm gonna go to the Saints offense.
Okay.
All right, and go ahead and do that because I think there's some things with the protections and things I'd like for you to talk through with me because I think it's good to hear a quarterback's perspective of this. So I was in charge of you understand my background a little bit more. I was in charge of protections for the last 7 years pretty much at the teams I've been at. So I do all the blitz breakdowns, and then I would go in on Tuesdays or Mondays and give the protection issues and what we're doing. So I kind of got.
So you making the blocking schemes.
Yeah, and telling them which ones to use, which ones not to use.
Correct.
So
did you work off percentages?
sometimes, but
Okay.
I think it was more what we were seeing. You know, if we were seeing something. If we were seeing something from in the games we were playing, if we got a lot of double A fronts and we couldn't stop it, you know, things like that. But then the next team didn't really have a whole lot of it.
Correct.
I knew
You're gonna see it.
You're still gonna see it because
Yeah.
it's copycat
Gave
league.
you a prop, right?
So going into the Saints offense, one of the things that and I'll get to this in a couple spots, but one of the things is the Jameis Winston thing, the decisions he's making. Is he hurt?
No, I don't buy that hurt shit.
I'm with you on that, but I'm just saying everybody's made. There's all this stuff being said, but at the same time, there's some things in protection that I know there's answers for that they're not.
That's not sound.
It's not showing.
Yeah.
And so, but real quick, this first one here. So this is a spot drop cover 3 here, and I just thought being able to, make the passes when you get a seam opening that big right
Gotta
there.
hit it.
You got to hit it.
You gotta hit. I mean, everyone's open on this play.
Yeah, and that's what's crazy about these spot drop 3 teams. And, and so to explain it for the people listening out there, if the way to kind of avoid this is a lot of teams will carry the seam. So that means if this guy goes vertical, he basically
runs with them.
He becomes man.
Correct.
And then these guys make up the slack underneath. But right here, this is not. They are spot dropping. They're dropping to spots, and then he's buzzing down, dropping there. He's here.
Yeah, it's a true zone.
So, I mean,
I think what you talking about more when he carries it more, it looks like a cover 5 look.
Kind of, yeah. So they're it's like a fire zone look. It's like when they're doing. I just want to point. He does. Jameis can make passes and sees those kind of things. When I say there's not a whole lot of stuff like right there. That's a great pocket. He's got a whole lot of space. But now this was
them off. Great throw.
This was called a chop block. Okay, so it's on Ingram and the tackle. Now, if I'm the tackle, he's probably gonna make Ingram pay this fine for him right here, or the guard rather.
There's no need for it.
But here's the thing, and as a former quarterback, I know as a running back coach, I always told these guys if it's a drop back pass, if it's truly a drop back, and you're blocking somebody inside the tackle box like this guy, you got to stay up because first off, you're gonna get a penalty. Second off, they're gonna take $15,000 out your pocket. And so right here, Mark Ingram goes in there and he shoots here.
He's low immediately.
And then all of a sudden this guy, he didn't have any, the guard didn't have anybody to block. So of course, who's guard going to come back and help? He's probably going to come back and help the back, knowing the back's blocking this guy.
100%.
So when this guy drops, the tackle takes him over. So he says, okay, I'm going to come back and help him out. Well, he goes to cut him. Now they're both getting a letter in their locker on Tuesday.
Exactly right. I mean, you're right. If Ingram stays up here, but he has to understand the protection. Knows he has that help.
Yeah.
From that guard, and that's the problem. When he comes in here immediately to cut as if he's sprinting up through the A gap. Yeah. And that's a no-no.
I've seen some things where if the linebacker starts back here and say they're play action, but you're coming from like the dot, you're coming from back here. And this guy's running scot-free through here. I've seen guys cut them there, and you kind of go, I get it. You got a linebacker running full speed at you. But right here, just go get on this guy. That's one-on-one training camp linebacker running back drill. So I just want to point out, so that's not – that I see these guys. Ezekiel Elliott cuts all the time.
Yeah.
And just stay
Zeke
up.
cuts a lot.
Just stay up. All right, so I thought this was a really good pass protection, all right, by the line. So everybody's beating up on the line on pass protection. All right, but then I'm not sure about this throw. Look at the pocket.
The pocket's clean, and it's also a good job by that back.
Yeah.
Who is that? Is that Kamara? It's also a good job by that back scanning.
No, I think this
and
is actually Ingram again.
Ingram, him scanning and coming over. That's actually a great job by him. Listen, in NFL, this is a clean pocket.
This
is a pristine pocket in the NFL.
I'm just wondering why he's waiting so long when you've got this dude running scot-free across. Give it to him right now.
Get it to him. Shorten up your drop and get it to him. Not knowing.
Maybe.
Not making the read. Not understanding the concept, because if you know, you know. Once you see these guys come up and your back scans and picks up and you see middle of the field open, you know who's coming in there. He should be shortening this drop right now, and he should be popping this guy before he gets to the other hash.
So I think this is a really good job of the line and the back handling this. So this is what we called a 5-0. All right, there's another guy out here. So these guys are blocking the 5 guys on the line here. All right, the back has everybody else.
That's right.
All right, now the problem is they bring both of the backs guys. All right. So, but what happens? You see how that guard passed 97 off.
Yeah.
This was beautiful by him. He passed him off and said, "Screw this! I'm coming back for 21."
Fantastic.
Ingram, like you said, comes up here and look, he's blocking the same dude he tried to cut just a minute ago.
That's exactly right.
Why not just do that? Look, you got it clean.
That's a great pocket. That's a great pocket the way they passed that off. That ride 97 and picking up, coming across. Beautiful job out of the offensive line.
Now, I wanted to bring this up because this is where the answer's got to come up.
Bunch route up top.
All right, so
back into it.
So, what's happening is you've got – it started out as like a double-A front, all right? So it started out as the double-A. This guy walked down, so you got 8 up.
Yep.
You got 8 guys on the line of scrimmage. You got to set your protection one way or the other, and these guys have got to be in tune with it. All right, so if you decide you're going to slide your line –
right
this way, and the back's here, whatever, it doesn't matter. Not even if it's not off the edge. If anybody off this edge blitzes, somebody's got to peek.
Furthest guy away.
Yeah, we called it follow the wind.
Right.
And it was like if
What
you saw
it?
follow the wind, because like say a guy ran past you, you followed his jet stream and looked.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? It was follow the wind. So and
especially in this situation where you are up top, anything to the flat.
Yeah.
Anything quick to the flat. Especially when you get this coming off anything now, it's a pop, it's a quick. It's you pointing down here. Hey, these two come. You looking at me,
and even
it's easy.
But even this right here, even if you just looked over here and just between him and him,
right?
Just give him the signal to run a quick out right there. But right here, and then I don't know about this throw here, but
even on this, as terrible as the throw is. If he puts it up and lays it and give Kamara a chance, this might still be 6.
No doubt.
Because he's beat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's open.
He's open.
And that's what you get with Jameis, where you get, he's looking for shot plays like most of the time.
But to go back, this is simple, though. This is simple. It goes back to this is simple. You make the eye contact with your receivers here. Even if somebody runs a bubble, just back up and catch the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One-on-one out there, who knows?
And that's what I'm wondering.
That's what Tom's good at.
Is it Jameis not really having worked with the receivers a lot yet, to where they don't have that chemistry, to where it's like it's just a quick glance and I know what he's doing. Like now we're on the same page without really having to signal.
Well, you know what, man? I'm gonna say this. Jameis has been in the league a minute. These guys have been in the NFL a minute. So sometimes, yes, you do need that chemistry sometimes. But I don't think in this case, having this built in and just having, like you said, Coach, a regular tap of the helmet or just anything could put you in where you get out of this play. It's just regular football. I don't think you need to,
So on that point, this is what I want to make a point of. Okay, and I'm not in their meeting rooms. All right, so hold on a second. Where am I here? Oh, I got one more. I got one more before I get to that. So right here. So we've got that same double A.
Similar, yeah.
Really, it's 8 up. There's another dude right there. So what we would do here is if we knew we had all of our guys over here, especially if we were on the right hash, what we would do is we would set the slide to the boundary so the line would actually handle him. Mm-hmm. The back would be on this guy, and then join the slide. It's called an Abby call.
And you'll let this slot defender come free.
And if he came free,
you pop him.
Somebody over here is looking. All right.
That's what I'm saying.
Or if you had a tight end, which I can't tell. I don't know if that's their tight end or not, but like say you had a tight end here, you could bring him down into protection.
That's right.
Solidify it right here.
Right.
All right. So there's answers to this. So like right here.
I mean, a simple answer is right there. A simple bubble screen. I mean, and I'm not even saying a screen. Just simply just raise up like we talked about before. Have this guy come out. Like, look at the guy. I don't know who this is in the guy in the slot right here, inside the next one in.
This one here, yeah.
Right there. Simply turn around.
Just exactly. So that's where I want to make a point.
Callaway.
So as you're
simply
looking
turn
at
around.
as you're looking
like
at these,
a look pass.
If you're looking at these blocks now, I showed this play this morning on the teasing it, but if you looked at one of the things these teams are doing such a good job of, and this is hard. This 53
coming out.
53 is actually dropping.
Yeah, I saw him coming out.
He runs up, grabs this dude. So what I'm saying is he's grabbing this guy as long as he can, and once he sees 8 passing by, boom, he falls back out.
Up.
He rallies.
Right.
But right here, so 74, we would tell all the time, hey, drop out, look out.
Let me tell you, when I was in New England, that's why I keep bringing it up and tell them all the answers. It was so simple.
Yeah.
And it was, if you go back to the wide screen of this one, Coach, it was so simple because we'll see this and, it'd be simple as, okay, if they do come or if they don't come, this is what you're doing. An inside guy, you're going to run a simple bubble screen. Inside guy, you're going to make sure that you get a little piece of him and you're going to and we're just going to throw the simple bubble. If they come or don't come, we out of it.
And right here, he could easily right here. Everybody has a signal, and you have a signal for that thing where everybody block, flat.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a signal for that.
That's exactly right.
You showed the signle, but
I got that play for my 9-year-old team. Seriously.
But
so
is there? I'm sorry to catch up.
No,
Is there like some sort of like Jameis? They don't have like a hot read built in, or is that what it would be? It's like you have to signal to get there.
Well, it seems like in there you'll have to signal. A lot of teams they'll go to where they identify the Mike linebacker will or wherever they're sending the protection, and then you'll see the quarterbacks a lot of times point out 2-2-2 to the certain receiver, and if those two guys come, then we have a side adjust, out or something. But what me and Coach is talking about is just simply you just communicating with the guy. He's coming, just having it built in. Hey, then that lets everybody know you got slant, flat, and I'm throwing a hot to the flat. Similar to that, without you pointing out those guys coming, they're coming.
So these are the these are the plays I told you I've added in here.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was I worked with Matthew Stafford and I worked with Andy Dalton, and I want to bring up Andy Dalton for a reason. He's sitting behind Jameis right now.
Right.
All right. But this is Stafford, so I want you to watch here. This is kind of the same look, a little. I mean, it's a little bit different. All right, but let it all kind of set up. Now they're going to end up bringing this guy right here. Well, we're in empty protection, okay? So there's 5-man protection.
Correct.
So this guy right here, these guys don't know if he's taken care of or not. But I want you to watch. Look, there's that flat.
Right.
But here's the other thing. Look what Jamal Agnew does.
Yeah, straight up. His head's turned. He's
His
ready
head
for the ball.
turned right
He's
now.
ready for the ball.
He knew.
Because he understood that guy coming off the slot is trouble.
And Marv here, I believe it's Marv Jones.
No, he has a pick.
So Marv's like, you know what? I gotta go.
Right.
That ball's coming to me. So, he dropped it, but his point being, the process of it was there. Now here's another look, of I believe it's actually Marv again here coming across. So this isn't the double A look, but we have the protection set here. The back's actually coming across. The back has both of these guys. It did not get redirected.
Yeah, so both of them come.
So we got 2 on the back. Marv understood this. Marv's actually chipping right here on Khalil Mack.
Slide.
Now look, but look at him. He's like, he's like, okay,
big play here.
I didn't. These two guys came, and I knew the protection was set the other way, and that's good. Guys like Marv Jones who've been playing for years.
So this isn't even a call. He just understood.
He just understood. Look, and even Stafford knew.
And he looked, back up, get it to him.
Yeah. Now watch that. I mean, this is just fun to watch. Watch after he catches his ball. He gives his defensive back all he can handle.
Problems.
Bow.
Problems.
So now moving on to Andy Dalton. Now this is a little different, okay, than what we were just talking about. These are like cover 0 looks, okay, and this is what the issues are too with Jameis.
Yep.
You got to know how to fix this. So here's Tyler Eifert. Tyler Eifert's the tight end, okay. Mo Sanu, AJ Green, and that might be Marv again, but that's I've been with Marv at 3 different teams. I was with him when Cincinnati, Detroit, and Jacksonville. So what happens is he sees right here that this is the look we had planned for all week, that it was cover zero. They were coming down. He brings a tight end in, so now you've got 7-man protection. Yep. And watch, you can't really see it here, but he does signal. He signals out here to these receivers. You see right there?
Yeah.
He signaled out to these receivers. Now watch what happens here. It is beautiful.
It's blitz zero.
And then
touchdown.
you just throw a touchdown to AJ Green.
Touchdown.
It's not hard.
Oh, man.
And I just want to make the point of that guy is on the Saints team, but I'm not advocating. But it's not my
well.
They
got to give him a shot. They got to give him a shot coming soon now, because what we've been seeing from Jameis isn't, up to par. So you got somebody else there that's vested, someone that's proven. You only right to give him a shot. And then
I've got one more shot of Andy, okay, and it's going to look very familiar right here, right? So here's Tyler Croft, who's a tight end.
Same thing.
And he says, okay, we see that this is about to happen here.
Same thing.
He brings the tight end back in. Now you got 7-man protection. Hey, guess what? You got AJ Green right there again.
Same thing.
How about you run a little corner route for a touchdown? So, again, that's AJ Green when AJ Green was really, really good,
Yeah.
But point being is, like, when you're a quarterback like this, you see this, you fix it.
Well, it makes your job easier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To be able to read like the Red Rocket doing right here.
Hey, watch this too. Watch Andre Smith, big Andre Smith from Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
You'll remember him with his shirt off. But watch, he told the tight end, you block him. That's great communication.
Yes,
that's
wonderful.
awesome. Now Andy knows too. I got to beat that guy.
Right.
I got to beat the add-on. I got to beat the add-on.
That's right.
The guy that was covering the tight end. Now that the tight end's blocking,
he's coming.
I got to beat him. So you see how quickly he gets the ball out. Nope, get the ball out. Touchdown. So I just want to make a point that there are ways to fix what they're doing, and it kind of drives me crazy a little bit.
It's the same thing here.
So again, now this is 2 on the back over here. You see this guy. So he does bring the tight end in. He brings the tight end in. Now what I just said, you got to know who to beat. Now this guy, because the tight end came in, decided he was going to add on.
Right.
Now you got 2 off the back. You got to understand that you just added a guy into the mix. He wasn't gonna. He was not blitzing until the tight end moved back in. So the point is, you got to understand that.
And the linebacker tells him to come up.
Well,
like if you catch him again, he's like, "Come on, you're coming with me."
Yeah.
So, but that's the whole.
But Jameis has to know and realize that once he brings that tight end down, like Coach was saying, that now you have to know that you brought another guy into the fold. And now he's the one you're playing off of.
Because now he has no.
I mean, a half-step second here. This is possibly a
sack fumble.
Sack fumble.
Now everybody's looking at this and going, "Okay, great," but I mean, it's still. I think that was 3rd and forever. But you got to know you bring this guy back in. Look, see 25 right there. That's what you're talking about. 25 saying, "Come on, man, come on. You don't need to block." He's
no
blocking.
One's out there.
He's blocking. Come on, let's
no
go.
One's out there. Come on.
Yeah, because if you go back to the other side, there's nobody. He has no responsibility over there.
Yeah, once he goes down, there's nothing there.
There's nothing over there.
Right. He's blocking. Come on.
And then going to this last one. This last one is one of my favorite ones that people are starting to do. So I'm gonna go to the end zone because it's different. It's like instead of the double A front, we call it double A switch, or so like you putting the 2 big guys in the A gaps. You're putting the linebackers in the B gaps.
Okay.
And here, but you still got 8-man front. It's the same. People are in the same places.
It's just different bodies.
It's just different bodies, and you just got to know who you're blocking. And again,
they got to know and identify what that front is.
No, but nobody. There's not a receiver anywhere.
Right.
Like when this guy blitzes, that guy should be looking.
100%.
That's my point. I think they got to find some answers. There's got to be some answers to what they're seeing.
That sounds like we talking about coaching now, Coach. If it's happening this consistent.
Yeah. So, and again, Jameis to me, I don't know the guy, but he's been playing for a long time. I know he's done this stuff before.
That's my whole point. When Lizzo asks, "Do they need?" No, these guys, they should be able to suggest how to fix these things. They should be able to. They've been in there long enough. They should be, "Hey, Coach, da 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 da." Whatever it is that it is. But they should be able to voice up and fix this.
Now I don't have the scoreboard on this, but this is the end of the game. So they're. I think it's at this point the game's out of hand. First off, it's a crazy catch. All right, by the kid that caught the ball. But he's not – I don't think Jameis is throwing this ball.
No, he's not. He's throwing this to the back.
Yes.
I remember this play. The kid came back and just snagged it with one hand.
He's throwing it to 83.
That's exactly right.
But look at the amount of people in here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
coming backside.
you gotta.
You got Olave coming for you on the backside.
That's what I'm saying. He should be coming to the backside of 12. It's just too much. You should be coming back there immediately, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
But again, it goes back to protection. If you watch the protection here, there's a guy screaming down on him right here from the outside. And again, who is that? That's the add-on guy for the tight end. You know, so watch. 55 here is covering the tight end. He's just adding on.
Yeah, once he stays in protection, now is that delay by 5-3. Once he sees him engaged, now if he would have came out, he'd have picked him up.
Sure.
Once he came out and saw him engaged, Jameis got to know now he's coming.
Yeah.
But if you go back to this, even if, you know, all that being said, if I'm me as the quarterback and I'm looking to my right,
Mm-hmm.
and I see a triangle and a cluster just
Oh.
even now, even if I'm here now.
Yeah, hold on.
I'm not. My eyes are coming, and I know what I have backside. I know I have a dig route coming backside from a guy that just caught a bomb earlier in the game. I'm backside immediately right now, ball out my hands. You know what I mean? And it's a touchdown. Right now, he's looking front side. I'm off front side. I'm coming backside right now. And even with the hit, the ball's off.
Now, I'll give Jameis this benefit of the doubt. Is watch when he throws the ball. He might have seen this out of the back of his, out of his peripheral and been like, all right, I'm just getting rid of this ball. Screw this. But
I agree. Come backside,
You
though.
know.
Even if you're looking back, you're going to get hit. Come backside at 6 immediately. As soon as I catch that and I see 8, 12 people over here, my eyes are coming backside, especially if I know I got to dig in the middle. Because the thing I tell my QB, while I'm catching that ball, I'm dropping, I see the middle of the field.
So,
my peripheral shows me everything. I see this opening up immediately, and I'm coming to 12 with a dart.
And to your point of if you have the tight end, you know the pressure's coming from this side of the thrower.
100%. Look how this is not even a question in my mind with the read. You know, either I'm a pop this quick slant coming in, or I'm backside immediately, especially with 21 chasing, opening up the middle like that.
You got 4 white shirts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about.
Can you stick around for the Saints defense? Talk to them. Give me
a list. I got. How much time we got?
Yeah. So can you kick me off here for a second? Let me change this out.
Oh yeah, my bad.
You gotta wake up over there, bro.
I was reading the chat. They were asking when they're gonna hire you.
Oh
the
man.
Saints.
Well, you know what? I'm probably pissing the Saints off right now by calling them out, but
They'll be all right. But you didn't see some of these things and that's when you mentioned coaching, you didn't see some of this stuff under Sean Payton. Like it feels like Carmichael was whenever he had the opportunity to be the offensive coordinator, it felt like people weren't that really nervous about it. But it feels like some of these things are kind of simple that they're not addressing. Like you said, Ro.
It is simple, like Coach pointed out. It is simple, and not only should the coaches be addressing it, but I think the QBs in the room also, including your guy.
And I think
they all should be inputting on that. And listen, when I was in New England and all this thing came up, everybody would have something going on with how to fix this, how to fix that, and ultimately Bill, Tom, Charlie Weiss, and those guys would take care of it. But everyone had an input, especially if you was a vested guy, veteran guy, such as what they have in that room.
I think you hit the nail on the head with New England though. Tom Brady was the guy there for, I don't know, how long was he there? 20 years?
Yeah, something like that.
So there's a point where he's seen it
everything,
all
correct,
with that group, and so. But moving over to the Saints defense, really some of the stuff they're doing is pretty decent because I think that they've got a good front, and they use them well. And Dennis Allen's been the exotic blitz doctor.
Yeah.
But the stuff that the things that we need to make a point of here is it's the pick games and things that these guys are doing. It's people try to do TEs and ETs.
That should get you out of position sometimes.
Too fast.
Yeah.
And, this guy wants to go right now. This guy, you got to let this guy work.
You got to let him engage.
And right here, I think they're doing a good job of it. And you see 98's not even trying to rush at the quarterback. He's trying to consume these guys.
Correct.
I think they're doing a good job. Now, I don't know what my man 60 doing because they pointed over here.
I mean, and then he's feeling for nothing. No one's there. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude. Come and play with me. You know what I mean?
And I think the guard thought he was coming. I think the guard thought he was coming back. So, again, that right there, the next team watching Carolina is going to say, man, there's something there. There's some miscommunication there, but –
you sure you have problems with a stunt? You're gonna see it again.
Yeah, So
100%.
So these exotic blitzes that they're doing, they're not as exotic as you think they are when they're all said and done. I think the term that's big term now is simulated pressures. You know, now this is a 5-man pressure, but there's a lot of they line these dudes up, and it looks like they're bringing everybody.
An illusion.
And like right now, technically, you could say you got 8 guys up again.
Right.
And they end up bringing 5, and I think they're only bringing 1 guy from this side, but they're bringing 4 from this side. Somewhere like that, and they're dropping out guys, and
it's picked up.
It is, except for the exact same thing we just talked about. Watch
who they added,
but watch right here.
Yep.
Didn't get off on that. 56 got in there and bought the guard. He's buying the guard and the tackle right here to allow this guy to come around. And he
got off late.
And then Baker gets a little happy feet, and at that point, you just kind of got to eat it.
The thing with that blitz is once you cross and now you got to get outside, you got to make sure you still have that contained, baby.
Yeah, well, especially with a guy who can run.
Correct.
I think Baker can run.
Baker can run.
Baker
can run. So at that point, is that end? Is he rushing to a certain depth?
So
you know what I mean?
I'm gonna make this point when we start talking about Auburn's quarterback, Robbie Ashford, because he runs.
Yeah, he runs.
You can't rush past the quarterback.
No, you can't. Not him.
And if you rush past the quarterback, you just opened up a huge lane. 100%. So once you get to the quarterback, you have to start retracing back, or compressing.
Come on back down.
You compress the pocket in,
back down.
You
want Robbie throwing out of a well.
I really like this. Tell me what y'all called this route down at the bottom. We called this a swirl route, and it was like you were running up here, kind of like you're running a bench, but then you came back in.
Return.
Yeah. I just think that's a really, really good route.
It is.
And what the thing is like when you get these guys that are bailing out of there,
you got to get them running though.
Exactly.
Got to get them turned and get them opened up and thinking you threatening that corner.
He almost didn't on this one.
Right.
But
it took a couple more steps.
And the other thing,
more.
The other thing I want to make a point of is when you're a running back coach or you're a running back, a lot of these things, you're running your play action track and you end up going out to the flat and you think I'm just running to the flat. You're not, man. Nah. You're not. You are the flat control player, which means you're pulling this guy to you.
Yep.
Because right here, that's the reason this play works.
Yeah, that's the
maybe
whole
when
reason.
this guy was this guy right here. Sorry, it's here. Hey, here's your cover. Here's your carry. There's your carry coverage.
The whole reason.
There's your carry coverage right there with cover 3. So we were talking about spot dropping and carry coverage, but. And then the other thing, I did a little breakdown in the last week's stuff with the Bengals' issues in their pass protection, and one of them was they had a tight end on defensive end. Well, watch what the Panthers do. We call this Colt protection. You call it whatever, but like you add that extra tight end.
2 of them, yeah.
He's actually responsible for the safety back here, but what happens is he steps down and he's helping.
Kind of like your chip blocker if you was the back.
Yeah, and I think that you
with that number,
you just got to you got to do those kind of things. But I thought that was something.
And that was a nice pocket, man. It was nice. Look how nice that play just opened up. With your drag coming across, now 55, 56 coming out. Look how nice that opened up.
And if you're Lattimore on that play and you see him do that, would it be one of those situations where you do where you do bring pressure? Because
if you see him block,
he doesn't really do
anything. They don't have it in their scheme.
You talking about 33?
No, I'm talking about at the bottom, 22.
23.
He could, yes.
If they have it in their scheme, just like we saw it before.
That's what I'm saying. Like you saw whatever.
Yeah, if he engages and he blocks, now he comes.
The difference between that one, I think that was more of a man coverage look. This is true, I believe. It's cover 3. It's cover 3. So like, if they were to run, obviously, if this guy would have gone like that, he's got to be dropping back there to help it out. So that's probably why he didn't come. All right, going on to the next one here. Just looking at some of the things, because this again is going to come up. This is a reverse. All right, I'll let it play, and then I just want to show you something, because it's funny how they can match up. You can match up these kind of crazy runs like this with a normal looking run. All right, I want you to watch the line. The line is actually blocking kind of back like this, and then they're trying to get out.
And that's what does it, is the line movement.
And if you watch this, so the next play I'm going to show you is pretty cool. Then they're bringing this guy around here. See the guard came around. Right here, so the guard's pulling around, And I think it's a pretty slick play. Now that the Saints have got to get to the point now, okay, now you got to set the edge. Okay, good. You've got the edge set. That guy's got to make the play.
That's it.
You got another guy right here that if that guy doesn't make the play, he just jumped inside. And then now your next guys are,
trouble.
20 yards deep. So if you go to the next play, I thought this was really good. We called this bin back. This is just something. So
counter action.
Yeah, so what they're doing is he's just doing that, and it's an over the top handoff,
step down, yeah.
And it's a great play because if you look at it, it's the same exact blocking scheme, except they're not pulling the guard, they're bringing this guy back around.
The H back.
And everybody's blocking like it's a reverse.
100%.
And he's coming back out here, and again, edge issues. 23's got to stay outside. No, he doesn't want to. This guy right here, watch.
No, Lattimore. No,
he don't want. He sees big man coming at him.
Buddy.
If he stays outside, then that plays.
Business, but you said it though. They lost the edge immediately.
Yeah,
they lost the edge immediately, and that's one of the things in NFL football. If you can set the edge, you can run the football.
I want you to watch who blocks number 92. Oh, it's designed this way.
Right? Yeah.
It's designed this way.
I mean, all you gotta do is get in the way.
Nobody blocked him.
Let him run you over.
You're running around him.
But that was Matthew. I'm sorry. That's who got pushed down.
So point being, those kind of plays when you see guys that are dipping down in there like that, and you say, okay, we got to find a way to get the edge on these guys. All right, this is
good design.
So I don't know when this play became a thing. All right, but this is a we called it convoy, and it just like these guys are all going to block like this, and then you're bringing this guy underneath because it's third. This is third and very long, so you can see there's the first down marker there. So again, but this becomes a first down. Look at that. I mean, that's and this play is just becoming a thing, and it's more when these guys are going to play soft, and you can get these guys on. Now this is a big block right here. Don't get me wrong, it's tight end, but
I mean that could have been called too.
But right there, this play has become a really big third and long, 2-minute type of play.
Give yourself a chance.
Yeah.
I see why it's successful. You got to really have those defensive back understand they got to get off them blocks and come to the ball.
There's a point where you got to stop backing up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Especially once they engage. Come on.
So you can see, and that's Laviska Chenault, 2 Live. That's my guy from Jacksonville. He was there last year with me. And that's what you do with this guy. This becomes his kickoff return, punt return for that. And really, if I'm going to get to a play from him just a little bit.
Good play.
Now here, I know this is crazy looking. All right, this is my time with the Bengals, but we always did this drill. It's called Stumble Bum. All right, y'all probably did some of the stuff with Belichick where you got to get your palm down on the ground and you got to pull your shoulders up back, and everybody's trying to get the ball out. We did all these drills and stuff, and you never see it really show up as much. But when it does show up, you're like, okay. So in the game here, this was just random, had nothing to do with the Saints defense. I just thought this was just happened to be against the Saints defense. But if you watch the back when he gets the ball, this is like one of the best stumble bums I've seen. I mean, this is another thing too. You're changing the play right here because for obvious reasons, and again, but watch this kid. That's great. I mean,
2 times.
Yeah, but it goes back to
that's exceptional.
This goes back to what we were saying earlier with the with Jameis, So again, this is second quarter. It's 10-0. So it's first down. It's not like this is a special situation.
Nah, it's first down.
But he looks right here and he says he probably had something called that cover 2 ain't good for. Well, you know what cover 2 is good for? Running the ball. So he sees cover 2 and he's like screw this. I believe he's just calling what we call duo.
Hand it off.
And everybody's double teaming and
just hand it off, baby.
Double team, hand it off back. You're reading the Mike linebacker and. But I just thought that was.
And was it a Tampa 2? Watch 56 bail out. He sprints back.
Yeah, that's.
It's cover 2.
Yeah,
it's cover 2. He's just taking his read steps, but I mean, it was a great check by who's that? Baker.
That's Baker.
Great check by Baker, man.
All right, so looking at this is the last play on
simple but great.
Last play on the Saints defense, but we talk about two live here, Laviska Chenault. All right. So this right here. So all this is it's basically I don't know if they're actually blocking. I think they're doing this and he's running here. But we were talking about the play where they block and he runs to the flat. It ends up being the same pattern. I just don't think that they're blocking. But watch right here. Watch, he just gets the ball to your player in space and make guy miss, and he's gone. And again, it's edge issues.
And the thing is, even with this, as sweet as it's built in, you got the flat. He has two of them. You have the slant on this as well if you want it quick.
You really got that guy.
That's what I'm saying. The slant. If you want it quick, you could pop them.
And he pumped it.
But it's all like you put. It's built in.
Yeah.
It's built in. And that's the sweet part about it. It's built in.
And again, it comes down to making plays, I think, on this side of the ball.
And the Saints have enough playmakers where you could get the ball out to those guys where they can make plays.
You're telling me you can't get the ball to 41?
Oh, man.
So
it's like LSU. They got enough wide receivers. Just get them the ball in space.
Is he pumping that on purpose to create just a little bit of hesitation to get it to
with
Chenault?
Baker, you could never tell.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
He may have he might have been trying to throw one of his other routes.
Right.
And just said, no.
Yeah, with Baker, you can never tell. I mean,
because he's
let me
open.
see.
No, he was trying to. I think
he was trying to pull him.
He was trying to throw. Yeah,
the slant.
I don't know. It looked like it, but he may have been trying to pull him. But
Yeah,
I can tell you this much: that guy's a good player. And Carolina, I know the Saints play him another time. That Laviska Chenault.
This angle will let you know.
He's gonna.
Was a good
I think he was one time an LSU guy, LSU commit. Then he ended up at Colorado, but he's gonna
You're right. I think he was going there and just held it back.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like a Cordell Patterson. Like that's how you use him.
Yeah.
Just get him the ball.
Well, we actually put him at running back in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Oh, you can put him anywhere. You ain't lying.
No doubt. All right,
He's a
can
good
you
player.
kick me off real quick?
Yeah.
All right, I got one last segment here, and this might be good too for you if you got time. Probably another 10 minutes or so. Auburn. All right, Robbie Ashford. So, this kid's got skills with his feet. All right, yeah, you can put it back up. All right, so right here. So if you're looking at this kid right here and what he's been doing, so we did a little study on him. All right, he's big.
Yeah.
He's a big guy.
Good kid.
He was at Oregon for 2 years, I believe. Came to Auburn. He played against San Jose and he played against Mercer. I looked at those games, and honestly, I'd rather show y'all some stuff from Penn State and Missouri. But if you look at the rushing stats, they don't look like they're all that great. All right, but this guy's making big plays. Because in college, if people who aren't familiar with the rules, rushing sacks get taken out of your rushing stats.
Correct.
In the NFL, sacks get taken out of your passing yards.
Correct.
So that's why some of these he's been getting sacked. If you look, he's got 4 sacks here in those 2 games, but really, if you look at the quarterback rating, that's just out the roof, And I'm joking there.
Yeah.
You've got to stop this. You got to stop this kid as a runner first. So number one, you got to find a way to stick some sort of spy on him, a hole player. You get one of your really, really good linebackers that's fast. I'm not saying you.
We don't have no problem with that, coach.
I know. I'm not saying
Perkins, baby. Big Perk, where you at, baby?
And when you realize he's dropped back and he's in the pocket, go get him.
Big Perk, that's you this week, baby.
Now this is what he's about. Now again, we were talking about running past the quarterback.
Yeah.
Right. So watch what Penn State
Got to be able
does
to
here.
fold back now.
These guys all rush past the quarterback.
He gone.
And you leave too much room, and this kid can run. This kid really can run. So this is not something that we think he's okay at it. No, this guy's a good runner, and
No, ain't no question about that.
And if you get to the point where you pause it when this guy who's blitzing off the edge over here, there's a whole lot of run space right here.
Stop. It's over with. Once you dip that shoulder and you commit to coming upfield, it's over with. Now, he looks like he's doing a better job that you have the top 20. But number 5 down here at the top, once he dips his shoulder and creates that running lane to the right, it's over.
And there's the space too, because everybody's dropping out of there, so you gave him space.
It's over. Yeah.
I mean that right there is just as as good as if you hand the ball off on an inside zone and you broke a run. I mean, why? Because he's a running. I mean, that kid can run. He can turn into a running back. Now, I put this on here because this guy trucks this dude on the sideline from Missouri. All right, so I want to make a point of not only can he run, all right, but when he gets to the sideline over here,
boom. And even a point you go back and you have to understand this on defense that once he breaks this pocket, he's not looking to throw.
No,
because this guy's open if he wants to zip it to him. Once he turns around, he's open right there. Yeah. You can zip that to him if you want to. I mean, if that's me, I'm zipping that.
Some guys know how to stay a thrower.
Right.
He doesn't.
Not at all. He's running. So we have to understand that once he gets out on the perimeter, he's not coming out. He's coming out to do this.
But that goes back to, if there's a way to get somebody with your eyes on this guy at all times, to where when he does do that, let's go get him. And again, if you watch the way that they're rushing, this guy goes inside. You just gave up.
It's over with.
You just gave up your contain right there.
100%. I'm with you, Coach. We have to understand that with this guy, you get to a certain depth, and you want to read, you want to fold back and not give up that lane. We got to the running is especially with him and what's the running back, Bigsby? Mm-hmm. Yeah, with those two, come on, we got to shut down the run game.
You can't be a selfish rusher. I hear that all the time from NFL D-line coaches and linebacker coaches. You can't be a selfish rusher against certain guys. You're playing Patrick Mahomes or something like that.
Right.
You cannot be, or Kyler Murray.
Right,
you can't be a selfish rusher.
Right.
You have to keep. If you've got contained, you got contained. Now watch him truck this dude.
Don't think about the sack. Don't think about the sack. You're exactly right.
Now
he's a big kid. Now explosive.
This is where I'm not sure. You talk about he doesn't want to throw. This is a perfect example. This drives anybody in charge of protections or O-line coaches. This is a sack. Okay, I just want you to watch. Okay, so he runs out of here. Yeah. This is a sack because he just ran right out of bounds for about a 4-yard loss. Why not throw that ball away?
Throw it away.
Keep doing that. Keep doing that, my man. But that's what your point right there. He's not looking to throw the ball. Now, he doesn't really have anybody to throw it to over there.
Right. Throw it away, though.
So he is a runner first, 100%. And you see that, again, they lost contain. You got to find ways to keep this dude in the pocket. And
you want him throwing out of the middle of that pocket. You want him throwing out that well. You want everything closing down on him.
After I get through this, the next play is a run by, like a designed run by him, but if you go and look at the way he throws the ball, you want him throwing the ball.
Yeah, you want him throwing the
ball. And
I watched the game. You want him throwing
so this is just a lead draw. Okay, so this is literally there. I love the design of this, number one, because you're
space.
You're moving those dudes out.
Space.
And not only does it do that, that clears this up for the quarterback. So once they move out, since he's got a lead blocker, he's got 5 blockers.
I'm favoring the right side right now.
And you got a lead blocker. So as long as there's 6 dudes right here, you're good. If there's a 7th guy, then you throw one of these bubbles or whatever they've got out here, little step backs. But you just gave yourself all that room, and
that's easy.
Easy. So
that's easy.
But again, you can't. As a defense, you've got to find a way. Wouldn't you rather him with the arm he has have to throw it to him, or have to throw it all the way out to him instead of running the ball? So you do leave extra guys in the box.
We don't want him running.
Exactly.
Not in that situation. You don't want to run it direct to the end zone with a lead blocker. You don't want him running. I'm bringing him back in the box. I'm not giving him direct with a lead blocker going straight to. He doesn't even get touched.
All right. Now this is him throwing on the run to the left. Right-handed quarterback,
which is difficult.
Throwing on the run to the left.
Difficult.
You could see he's got. I mean, I think he could probably, if he was throwing the ball and just saying how far can you throw the ball, he could probably throw the ball far. But it's the way he throws the ball. It's not. It's every ball comes out almost as a duck. It's like, and it's just.
Well, that release is low, and that release is almost coming to the left. It's almost like it's being pushed.
He's a former baseball player.
Like that.
It went like.
No, it's not that high.
Yeah.
It's coming here, and it's being pushed out. It's almost like and you're coming across. Like you're coming down chopping wood.
I think I can. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it looks like. It looked like he was chopping wood right there. So, and again, this is a design rollout.
And then also get your body turned. Look at if you freeze her, that's perfect. We never throw when you're coming when you're both of them up in the air like that. So that is perfect actually of how not to do it.
Is that the Jordan throw right there?
Oh man,
you got that Jordan pose going on.
That's a nice pause right there. But that's how not to do it.
And then I
He
got
picks
one.
up the first because of that, but
I'm sure he's got it
not
framed in his room,
consistent.
though.
Here's one. Here's one
nice.
going. Here's one going to his. That's good. I
Yeah.
got pictures of my kids framed in my
Yeah.
house too. Here's one where he's rolling to his right. You know. Now again, the coverage busted here.
correct.
But this is like he's just heaving this thing up there. If he's got to make a touch pass doing this to his right, I'm not sure he's going to be able to get that done. But you see how long it took it to get there?
Oh yeah.
It's like if a pitcher throws 100 miles an hour, he's the knuckleball pitcher
You know,
over here.
sometimes when you're not comfortable doing that, and especially you got a guy running wide open, you know this, he's just throwing it so it gets there.
Yeah.
So, you know, because if you put a little bit on this as a touchdown, and then also just look at the fact that how the ball is coming out, it's coming out high and it's tailing off. Instead of coming out high with that nice upper release, he got the ball so low, he's carrying around his waistline. So now he has to come up with 52 in his space. You carry that ball on the movement with two hands coming right, you just flip it and let it go.
But you mentioned he's a former baseball player.
Yeah.
What do pitchers do? Pitchers
Yep.
come back
with that big windy
and they
motion.
come back
Yep.
behind and,
Yep.
and
That's what you see.
you know.
That's what you see.
All right, so this one here, I just thought this was just a dead lack of awareness for him, and again, maybe he just didn't see the guy, but it's an interception, you know. I'm sorry, it's the same play. Let me go to the next
Yeah.
one. Sorry. Here we go. So this guy, I believe it's this guy right here. He just steps right in front of us. Nope, there's this guy. Sorry. I mean, you got two guys. That guy could have
Who's
stepped
it going
in.
to?
That's what I'm saying. Who's he? He's got.
Because it looked like the two top receivers are running go routes. Well, the top receiver, he just throws that out.
I don't know if he's trying to throw that honey hole shot right there in the cover two.
Yeah.
That cover two look, but
And it got away from him, but I mean that's not the right.
But it goes
place.
to that touch pass I just mentioned. Like if you're going to throw it over these guys, you've got to throw it over these guys. You know, have a little touch on it. He's zipping this thing.
Yeah, it might be what you said, trying to hit it in that hole. But even if you hit it in that hole, even if you're going in that hole, you don't have a chance on here as wide as that top safety is getting because he's not being threatened inside. I mean, even if it gets over the top, that's a pick or knocked down by 8.
And
Is he trying to?
Because he carried it. 8 doesn't have anything threatening him. He's carrying.
Is he trying to throw that back shoulder?
Nah,
I mean, it's just.
I think he was.
eight makes that. I think you're right. I think 8 makes that interception too. If it does, the guy doesn't.
It does. I don't know what he was looking right
8 probably went to the sideline,
think
got
he
mad
knew
at his
that.
buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
You just took my pick from me.
Yeah,
What are you
split that
doing?
with me.
Right. That's exactly right.
Now, so this is really bad pass protection. Okay, I'm not even worried about that with their line because I don't. You know, Auburn's never. You know. I don't think been known for having just a great line, but you got a dude number one running
This
straight
is
through.
just simply
Now, watch what he does. Tell me if you would have gotten cut from a team if you tried to throw a ball away like that.
Oh wow! I thought it just came out.
He tried to throw that ball away. What if he's spinning? He has no clue. When you're spinning like that, you got no clue where you're at.
No, not at all. Not at all. I've done that one time
I
while I was
was about to
spinning, but I knew somebody was on the sideline though.
Yeah, their coach
like,
was on the sideline.
No, I'm talking about like during the play, the guy had me by my jersey. He ain't had me wrapped up like this though.
But look at this. He's in this
Oh,
position
he's down,
and decides
just
to
eat that one. That's when they say you got to know when the journey's over, baby.
Yeah.
he decides to try to throw it away.
Live to play another one.
Live to play another
That
day.
to me is a lack of
Awareness.
awareness of what you're doing there. And then
That's just bonehead though.
No,
I mean, you got to know in that situation. You know what I mean?
Ain't nothing good gonna happen.
Nothing good.
We've been blasting this guy for like his downfield throws. Now watch this little swing throw he's going to throw right here. I know he's got a guy in his face and he gets hit, but
Oh,
He got demolished though. Goodness gracious,
Just-
he got demolished.
for one, I don't know if
God, he got demolished. Oh Lord.
the only thing I can think of right now is that this other back.
Well, what it shows you is though, with him, even in this situation, it just shows lack of touch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like lack of, because even if I'm in this situation and you see him bearing down on you, know you're throwing a flag, because it's clear what they're doing. They're throwing this play.
Yeah.
You know, a little. I mean, goodness gracious, it's nice nowhere near him. You know.
It's just anyway. I saw that one.
And I
Now
understand he getting pressure, but he's right there. Just take the hit and hand it to him.
let's give him credit where credit's due. All right. So he's got man coverage out here, and they run a seam route, and the receiver stays inside of him right there, and he does get it to him. But you know, this was about I watched every one of his plays from these two games that he played because the other quarterback played a little bit. That was probably the best pass I saw him throw in 2 games.
Low and inside where only his guy could get it.
And
you know, part of the problem with him is he seems to be taking a 5-step drop out of that training. He's just late. I mean, you're in the pocket already, man. Just get yourself ready for action. You're taking all these steps.
But I think you're right too, because of he has long arms.
Yeah.
And when you have long arms, if you're going down with the ball again, now if you're a short arm guy,
right,
you might be able to get away with it,
right,
you know. But like these long arm guys,
you get good breaks on the ball, and you're right, because every time you notice any of his catches, it's always bang bang.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's never where a guy has separation where he's catching you on the run.
Now, I thought this is versus Tampa 2, all right? And I think this is probably versus the backups of Penn State, all right? Because it's at this point it's there's fourth grade, it's the end of the game. So point being, I think
Take the tape off.
This is against the backups. But if you look at this, if this is you talked about, remember Tampa 2 a minute ago, and you saw the Mike linebacker on a run back out? All right?
Yeah.
So right here, if this guy were to be actually running, that guy probably makes that play. But
if he's running and turns his head, yeah. I
mean, right here, I think that's just a lucky throw right there.
So do I.
And if that's a Mike linebacker,
and then the thing about it is too, go back to it. He never knew who he was reading. He never knew who was carrying that route.
Yeah,
that's the reason. I think this play is solely off of play size Sam right here. He's not seeing the Mike running down the middle at all.
Yeah, he doesn't see that.
I don't think he sees the. Yeah, right. I don't think he sees the Mike at all. I think he's solely going off of this Sam, and he's reading. Okay, if he beats him, I'm throwing it.
And I think it goes down
42. Is that 42 down here on the hash? Right here. That's what he's reading.
If this guy had any speed, he'd be right there, and you might be able to get over the top of this guy. But here's the thing too, and this has been mentioned in here is. Auburn's skill guys, they don't look like they've got the skill guys that I've seen them have in the past, you know. And I don't. Again, y'all talked about recruiting with the coach that's there, and it is what it is when it comes to that. But that can have a big hindrance on your quarterback, you know, if you don't have the horses to run down the field and get open.
Yeah.
And
I mean, they were lucky to get Bigsby back. He went to the portal before.
Because I'm not trying to hate on my man 39 because he's playing for Penn State, but that kind of looks like me.
It's your time to shine.
Yeah.
Nah, he's slow as hell.
That's what I'm saying. He kind of looks like
he's
me.
Slow.
Hey,
but you know what? To his credit, it was a good throw and catch. Even if it's not reading the right guy, it was a good throw and catch. But if that's Harold Perkins running down that middle, that's a pick.
Now this is on the left. I want to talk about the left tackle too, but again, this is just. I mean, I get it. It's blindside. I get it, and I mean, it's.
Well, I mean, he's going to have problems with the guys that we have rushing.
But you got to know. You got to know when there's multiple people rushing from that side. Maybe drift a little bit over here. Just.
You got to feel that, baby.
Yeah, there's a lot of dudes blitzing from his left.
You got to feel that, and that's not understanding protection because you see the clear overload from the left side.
So looking at this, the left tackle. Just if you watch the
clear overload.
I worked with the O-line for 4 years before I became running back coach, and. You see how see that foot right there?
Oh.
We call that opening the gate right there.
Yeah, it's open, baby.
And when you're in that position right there, versus this guy, I can tell you right now. I want you to take a look at number 9 from Missouri right here. Just picture this being Ojolari or Gay or Perkins or anybody, name it on LSU's team. You're telling
he's dead.
And I know you guys watching on the YouTube stream might go, yeah, it's just the stream's kind of running slow. No, it's not running slow. I promise, but.
No, it ain't the stream.
So point being that there's ways to exploit these guys, and I think I think teams are watching when you see guys do that kind of stuff.
I think with LSU, because LSU's been doing this a lot with the ET stunts and the end in the linebacker stunts.
Yeah.
I think what they have to be aware of, what you pointed out before, Coach, was getting them stunts and opening up them lanes for this guy to run through.
Correct. And again, I think this kid is. I think he has abilities that can cause issues. You know what I mean?
100%.
Now, like we were talking about, keep him in the pocket, and you take a lot of those issues away, and then you just let your dudes put guys on the inside. Put your bigger guys on the outside. Have them contain. Have your better rushers on the inside.
Well, you contain with him has to be part of the game plan.
Oh, no doubt.
And like you said, not being selfish rushers has to be part of it. You can't think I'm going to go get this sack.
Yeah.
And now you open up the gate and he going for 40. on 3rd and 8 or whatever.
So if you are Matt House, what's your like main tenets of what you're trying to do defensively? Obviously, like what's a good, I guess, strategy?
I think you got to make him beat you with his arm. You got to find a way.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So what would be your like go-to?
I think you do what we talk about, where you don't necessarily have to bring exotic crap at him. All right, you want to keep him in the pocket. You want him to throw the ball, and then stop the run. If you stop their run, and you force him to not go outside, you force him to stay in the pocket. You'll probably have a good day.
Got to stop the run and keep him off the perimeter.
You almost can almost like edge contain a little bit.
Well, you got to be able to contain them once them guy like Coach is talking about. You get to a certain depth and don't think you got to come in for the sack, or when you run these stunts, don't think you got to get wide enough the way you get out your lanes and whoever they got spying on him. I mean, you got to contain him and Bigsby running the football. I think that you, as a defensive backs, stay close to the receivers and make him make throws.
That's something I don't know if they've seen yet. The defensive back skill that LSU is going to have. You know, Missouri. I'm sure Missouri and Penn State have good defensive backs, but you can go and just man these dudes up, and really you saw what he had to. He was forcing balls in there. I mean, you're forcing balls.
Yeah. And you're going to get some. That's the other thing they got to understand. These boys got to be ready to catch the ball.
No doubt.
Catch the ball when it comes to him, because he's going to give you some opportunities.
And you can't miss this guy in space. When he's running, and if he gets in space, calm down. You know, some of these guys get so worked up.
He's a home run hitter.
I'm going to go blow this guy up, or I'm going to, no, listen, calm down.
Break down.
Well, make the tackle.
You got to approach him like not as a quarterback when he's running. You got to approach him as like a bona fide running back or wide receiver skill guy. Yeah. You can't approach him. He showed you. He'll put that head down on you and everything.
He's kind of like we were talking about with Laviska Shenault. You know, it's like, is he a receiver? I don't know, but you can put him at running back. Is he a running back? I don't know. He's still a receiver. No, what is he? So
playmaker.
He's a playmaker.
Playmaker.
Right. You know, with that, I mean, I think this was a great session. I appreciate you coming in.
Oh man, no problem. This was wonderful.
And,
right up my alley, baby.
You're welcome. You're welcome on this anytime. And I think this is, we're trying to do something. What I'd like to do is, I know there's people out there listening, feedback on things that maybe you want to see more of. If there's a section of the game, if there's something in the NFL or college football that, all these bubble passes or screens or something that maybe, hey, you're seeing a lot of this stuff. Let's talk more about it. Maybe we'll go pull some from around the league and have those as the quick hits at the end. And if there's things out there, I'd love to have feedback on that from the people watching this, because we're doing this obviously for you, and it's therapeutic for me. Don't get me wrong, but we're doing this for you guys listening. And
what's your Twitter handle?
At Coach Kyle Caskey. So it's Coach KYLECASKEY at Coach Kyle Caskey. And that's also my Instagram, and that's also that's
where they can. That's a great place for them to drop anything that they want to ask.
Yeah,
hit you up on Twitter.
Do that, and then also Caskey's Clicker has a YouTube page now where all these videos will be up. So make sure if you can get a chance, go subscribe to that, like them. We'll be putting that up there. I'm also planning on getting some things done. This is the weekly show in here, but I have a home studio that I'm going to probably try to get a couple little things done. I didn't talk about Auburn's defense. Maybe I'll throw something up about Auburn's defense later this week, just from the house, and just get involved, and I'd like interaction with everybody. So
absolutely, I appreciate you having me on, Coach.
Oh yeah, we'll do it again.
We're gonna do it again, baby.
All right, man. See y'all later.
And then we a little house cleanup. Hold the rope, 6 to 8 tonight. Then Jordy, as always, 7 to 9 tomorrow, and no Uncle Earl's, unfortunately, from 4:30 to 6 on Friday. So have to find somewhere else to get your drink on. Later.
It's a lot of places to get your drink on.
I know, but we had a good thing going.
There's a lot of places to get your drink on, baby.
Oh, you ain't got to tell me that.
No, I don't.